All right, I've got it.
Thank you.
You're now being recorded, guys.
Uh-oh.
Be careful what you say.
There.
And somebody's coming.
Les should be joining us momentarily.
There's
somebody.
Robin, I think.
There's Robin. I just saw her last night at her Branson get-together. I won a trophy. Troy won a trophy. Where's Troy? Is he here?
No, Troy is not on this board.
I invited him to come. I think he and Gary Baker have been talking. Maybe Gary is his proxy or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But this thing, while we're waiting for everybody to join, is about this guy, Mark. There's Jerry. Robin's on. And this has taken up a lot of time of your committee for the decon. And the last meeting, I think most of the time was spent discussing this guy playing the drums. And so we thought we ought to get it to a head. They had a vote and recommended we do something with this guy. And then they asked me to arrange this meeting as soon as possible. I almost said heavenly possible, but just as soon as possible so that we could get moving, because we have an imposed deadline of May 15 to get this decon out and amongst our membership. We got a deadline for the hotel of July 21. That's going to be here before you know it. We have a commitment to do, I think, 180 rooms. I'm going off memory. We've got a price tag on the rooms of $149. We've got a food commitment of $14,000. We got a lot to get moving so we can get people signed up. We offered the baseball tickets as an incentive to get people there. I think Jim, you can correct me, but I think, Robin, we sold like 26 baseball tickets.
Yes.
So we've got a pocket yet to fill back up of our commitment money on that. Roy's our budget chairman, and he said we've got budget none, except our goal is to break even on this thing, which would be wonderful. The decon, because this is a real test case. Can we get this going at a big hotel like the DoubleTree in Westport, like we've done in the past? Again, we asked Robin, she gave us a financial report. I think we have $3,000 in the account, don't we, Robin, for this? You're muted. She's driving.
Well,
so
we're
anyway,
actually,
that's the background.
Paul, we're actually $4,000 in debt to the district because we went over on mid-year by about 7,000. So there's still 3,000 in the convention account, but 4,000's owed to, at least 4,000 is owed to the operations account. So we don't have any surplus in conventions anymore.
And that too is including, we're in debt for baseball tickets as well.
Yeah, we've already spent 5,000 to 6,000 on baseball tickets.
Right.
And, I started working on a budget last night, Paul, and I'll try to have something today to get to you and Carla. But my calculations are right now that if we have 150 people who attend this convention and we have 2 meals paid, we will be short about $3,000 on the 14,000 minimum. So, the committee set $30 for one and $50 for the other, and that won't quite cover even the cheapest meals we can get. So that's a concern anyway.
And just a St. Louis venue is an expensive venue. I get it.
Yeah.
And yeah, Roy's exactly right. We did go over the menu at the meeting last, and I think $50 was the cheapest thing on the menu, wasn't it, Roy?
Yeah, for an evening meal. That's right.
So let me call the roll. John Buckwalter.
I'm here.
Gary Warner. Gary's here. I saw him.
Here.
Yeah.
Jim Major's here.
Yes, sir.
Les Mace is wide awake. Good to see you, Les. Jerry Martin's here.
Yes, good to be seen too.
Have your coffee. You'll be all right. And Elbert Bradley.
No.
Gary Baker's here. Good to see you, Gary.
Good morning.
Good morning. Mike Harris? Nope. I'm here. Roy's here. Fritz is here. Robin's here. She's driving. You concentrate on the road, Robin. Angie Oshie is not, and I told you why. And then we're waiting, I think, for Carla. Do you see Carla here?
Carla
Carla-
won't be here. She
Carla
has
won't be
a,
here.
Oh, she can't? I sent her the link.
yeah, she
No,
has
said she
a,
had a conflict.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I didn't know. Okay. Anyway, that's kind of what we got. And I guess the committee is chaired by Carla and Chuck. Chuck has temporarily bowed out because he's in the far east. We asked Mary Vaughn if she would help Carla. Mary Vaughn was at the meeting. And then Carla wanted a vote on this, and we took a vote, and it was recommended for approval. Marvelous Mark. I think I sent you all, I hope I did, the contract Marvelous Mark proposes. I didn't have it until Carla sent it to me yesterday, but it is, his operation is a Las Vegas operation. He's given us what he calls a nonprofit discount of $10,000. Drumsticks not included, whatever that means. I think he hands them out. Somebody, Jim or somebody could fill this in. He also requires we reimburse him his travel. I don't know what that would be. And he said we should pay the balance due him 1 week before he performs his magic drum and motivation. He also wants to be allowed 2 nights stay on us in the hotel. Then if I understand this contract right, it has technical features to it. He wants speakers that are suitable for a rock concert. I don't know what that is. And he wants a cordless microphone. I'm sure we have that. He says the contract he proposes is governed by Nevada law, which I don't like that. But he said also there's some kind of special technical rider, but I didn't get it. And anyway, the word I understand, as I recall, and Roy was there, Robin was there, Jim Fritz was there, was the motion was made to approve and ask this board to authorize a contract be entered into with Marvelous Marvin. We didn't have the contract to review, but you now do. If you don't, I'll send you a copy. With on the condition that his money be paid by the Earl Collins Foundation, which that's magnanimous by the Earl Collins Foundation. And they said, and then Barb came up with an amendment, and it was approved that if and better stated perhaps, as long as Mo-Ark doesn't pay it, they would agree and ask that somebody here with authority enter on behalf of Mo-Ark a contract with Marvelous Mark, just so long as his contract and expenses and obligation is paid, or chinned, I call it, paid by Earl Collins Foundation or somebody else other than Mo-Ark or its members. So I gather that's what's in front of us, and that's what we're to consider today. And they asked me about 16 times, get this in front of the board. So now I've done so. It's open for discussion among the board.
The vote on both of those questions was 7-1, and I'll give you all 3 guesses as who the one was.
It's good to see you, Roy.
And I have no objection. I have no objection. I'm getting some feedback. I have no objection to Marvelous Mark, but I do have an objection for us going into again for something that would, may or may not really help gain attendance.
Earl Collins has not passed anything or agreed to do any of this yet.
No, they wanted to do us first.
I wouldn't think it's
And
appropriate for Earl Collins to utilize contribution money on something of this nature that was earmarked for contributions.
Yeah. I went back a little bit, as far as I could go back. I've been a Kiwanis member for 34 years. In
that all?
my recollection, I do not believe that we have ever paid for speakers at conventions other than maybe nominal fees, some expenses, that type of thing. I have strong reservations about going outside the Kiwanis family to get speakers that don't really understand our culture and why we exist. And I strongly object to these 11th hour decisions that should have been presented before we began our Kiwanis year. And I just, I'm a no vote so loud that I hope you can hear me without using my computer.
All the way from Sykeston.
All the way.
We hear you, Barry. Yes, we hear you.
So I've been involved with drum circles in California in CNH, and that's kind of what I thought this was until I watched the video last night. This guy's he's just a show is all he is, and I don't think it fits us at all.
Yeah. We're wasting our time here this morning, Paul. Well, I think it's, we need to vote on it and get on, but I'm opposed to it. I agree with what Gary and what everybody and Jim has said. I don't think it's the appropriate use of our Earl Collins money.
I don't recall ever paying for things for the district like this through Earl Collins. I don't recall doing that. May have occurred years ago, but in my dealings, I don't recall doing that through Earl Collins. Pay for essentially an expense for the district.
Yeah.
I personally, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Gary.
Well, this is Jerry. Roy, I was going to ask you, have they looked at funding it through selling ads for that would be a source of money that possibly could be used for this, in my opinion.
That's what I'm concerned about. We spend all this money on one thing, one speaker, then we're going to have a tough time financing anything else. If we fall short on selling tickets, we won't have any money to cover it. We won't have any money to cover it. It's easy.
I'm afraid of what it would do
it's
to
easy
the
to say
Earl
you
Collins
can do this with
fundraiser.
sponsors, but it's a lot harder to go get sponsors.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if we have a budget for the convention. I don't know if we budgeted any projected income from ad sales. I don't know, but I'm definitely going to vote against using Earl Collins money for this for sure.
Well, they have not done a budget, so I started doing one last night.
I would prefer if we brought
Listen, here it is.
outside funds in, I would prefer to utilize them to reduce costs for our members, maybe for meals or something like that, than utilize it like this. If we got $10,000, we could reduce costs, but I think they have a lack of donors right now for anything. So
Thank you.
Well,
We're all in. Has anybody not spoken?
you ready for me to call a roll? For
Just a second.
Okay.
I had Troy join us, and he's on my phone. He couldn't get in on the usual way, but I think Troy said he and Gary, and who else you talked to, Troy? Dan Yates? Yeah. He's talked to Dan Yates too, and they said no, as far as Earl Collins money, to give you a prelude. And so I can't stress enough my feeling that this is not Kiwanis family entertainment for me.
Yeah,
I get that. And I get also that we have a time crunch, and I appreciate Jerry thinking maybe we could get some sponsors, but we're up against the wall trying to get this thing out the 15th, and then we're dilly-dallying. A good bit of our meeting at the committee the other night was on this very topic about this guy playing drums. And I just,
Paul, is it possible that we could get a hold of Paul Palazzolo or Steve Siemens? Either one of them. Pardon me?
I talked to Paul Palazzolo. He said he's sorry he's got a conflict. I tried to get him because I thought that was a good shot. Springfield's close. He said he'll remember us the next time. He's got a conflict. But he said this dentist guy that Jim arranged will do fine. And Jim's already arranged with him, haven't you, Jim?
Yeah, Dennis Ball, our new international council
advisor,
is with his wife.
he's
Perfect.
coming. So Paul said next time.
Okay. So,
Let's
Oh,
remember
we've
that.
been pulling at this thing both ends.
I mean, just to be honest
can't
with
vote
you,
unless
I'm
we have a
having trouble.
motion.
I'm having trouble getting my club to commit to coming anyway. And I don't think a speaker is going to be the difference between them coming or not. We've got other issues. And so I'm ready to vote.
Tim, you want to do it?
I'm ready to go if you all are.
We
Ray,
need,
when
we
you
need a motion.
What's the
I'll
motion?
move. I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
What is the motion?
The motion is that we disapprove the request for us to endorse using Earl Collins Foundation funds for the speaker. Is that
or
right?
other- Or
Can
other
we make
funds.
that? Can we make that a motion to approve, and then it's clear what we're doing?
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right, yes.
Yeah.
I don't
I don't
support-
think we have
I
authority
support
to make a motion for Earl Collins, do we?
No, we're not.
The, the discussion was, there has been a great deal of discussion on emails amongst the executive board of the Earl Collins Foundation that it was fine to discuss this. There was a number of us who were in favor of providing funds to assist with speakers and membership, but the Earl Collins Foundation board will not do anything unless there is a request from the Mo-Ark board itself. So Earl Collins won't do anything unless there's a request from the Mo-Ark board to contribute to the speaker fund. So if this board votes not to ask Earl Collins for the foundation, then that takes care of Earl Collins.
So the request is.
So you're not obligating the Earl Collins, you're asking the Earl Collins to obligate itself.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Well,
there's two steps. Even if we as the Mo-Ark board approve asking Earl Collins for $12,000, there's no guarantee that the Earl Collins board will agree.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
Well,
So
so should I move that we approve and then vote against, or I'm
There.
confused on the
There's
proper
Carla.
way to do it, Paul?
well, if you vote to approve, as I understand, John, we're just voting to approve this board making that request of Earl Collins or any other source of sponsor money besides Mo-Ark or its membership. So that's kind of what we got in the hopper. And then we vote on that. Is that what you're thinking, John?
Yes, and Carla's with us now.
Yeah, I see her. She's driving, but she's just a guest. She's not voting.
I
So
know.
what we got?
Carla, you're talking, but nobody hears you.
So are we on the motion, Jerry?
What is the motion? I'm confused now.
I got a motion to approve the request to,
No.
well, approve to request Earl Collins Foundation to pay for Marvelous whoever.
No.
I can't make that.
No, Gary.
I'll withdraw my motion. Let somebody
Okay,
else.
then I'm gonna withdraw it.
I am going to make a motion
Yeah.
that we disapprove the request for funding this event.
Okay, that's simple. And then what's a yes vote, Gary?
Excuse me?
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, Jerry seconded. And so a yes vote will be to disapprove the request being made of this board by the committee to fund or request funding from Earl Collins or any other source outside Mo-Ark as a sponsor for this marvelous Mark guy. Is that right?
Well, my motion is
Sounds
to
right to me.
Yeah.
A yes
Makes
vote
sense
would be
to
to
me.
disapprove. A no vote would be to approve. Is that where we are?
Yeah.
Okay, Jim, can you call the roll?
All right. So I'm showing everybody here except for Troy and Carla as guests. Okay, Les Mace,
A yes vote is to disapprove.
Unmute.
Yeah, Les is muted.
Everybody unmute.
Les is still muted.
Les, can you unmute?
There you go.
Okay. Sorry about that. I thought I,
all right, Les Mace,
A yes vote is to disapprove. A no vote is to approve the request to be made. Les?
yes,
Robin,
Yes.
Jerry Martin,
Yes.
Jim Major,
Yes.
Gary Baker,
Yes.
John Buckwalter,
No.
Gary Warner,
Yes.
Roy.
Yes.
All right, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 yeses. And
Chair
one.
also votes yes too. Show me his yes.
Well, I thought you were in a position to break ties.
All right, but I'm down on the record as saying disapprove. I just want
Okay.
my name on the record saying disapprove in case something goes weird.
Okay, then I will, so that will be 9-1. Yes, yeses have the motion. And that is to disapprove the request for funding for the Marvelous Mark.
Okay. Okay, Troy, you on here?
Yes, sir, I am.
Okay. Yeah, Troy participated just listening in, but he couldn't get his screen to come up. That's probably my fault. All right. Anything else y'all want to say or do?
I do have a question about
Jerry.
Brad Boyd. I saw a post on Facebook a couple of days ago where he obviously had lost a loved one. Does anybody know anything about that?
Oh, no.
It sounded like it could be a daughter, but I'm not sure.
Oh, no.
And
He was
I
on the
called
other-
International to try to get an answer, and nobody has called me back. And I'm deeply troubled about that. It would have happened probably very close to the time when he was on the phone with us at that board meeting a few days ago. So I can't pull the post up, but there's somebody that has died. She's a young person, and it sounded like a daughter. I hope we can find something out about that. You know, he
I
is
will.
our counselor, and so
I'll find out.
thank you.
I'll find out today and let you know, Gary.
Okay, just
Can
let
you let us all
all of
know?
us know.
Wonderful guy.
I'm sorry.
He's a wonderful guy. I know.
Oh, he is. He really is. Yeah. Anyway, all right. Thank
He
you.
was in a meeting with us on Wednesday night.
Yeah.
Interesting. I could have sworn it was Wednesday when I saw that post.
Okay.
And it was a post by him. He was talking about how she was no longer with us.
Oh.
It was a heartbreaking post.
Mhm.
And I have not reached out to him personally, but I'm just concerned about it. So Paul, you would be the perfect person
I'll find out.
probably.
I'll find out today and let y'all know.
You or Jim. Yeah, you bet. Thanks.
Gary Baker, you're
Yes.
a member still of Greer's Ferry Lake. I had conversations with Frank about getting that club back up and running. Frank said you guys have tried, they won't return your call. Consistent?
Yeah, we've not been able to get them to return
right.
the calls. There's only, I think, 2 or 3 listed on their roster other than Lenda Waits and myself.
Okay.
So I don't know what to do there if we want to try and
Okay.
start over.
I
or
talked to
what, but-
Michael. I talked to Michael Mulhall about it. He had a suggestion. Those that are still listed as members, you included, try to put together some kind of a list of services they performed in the area, connections they've made in the area. I've run this by Barb, and we attack it like a new club, using those as a stirrup to get us up on the saddle again in that community. And we put it on the list for a new club development at Greer's Ferry Lake instead of keep
Okay.
chasing our tail down there.
Okay, I should have.
Frank was
I've
worn
got phone numbers and names
Thank you.
from that list, so I'll I'll try to make some some more calls. What I may do is and I've done this before. When I know people are screening calls, is
Yeah.
I'll pick up somebody else's phone. I used to call from the sheriff's office here in town to
Yeah, get
those that
mine.
wouldn't
Yeah, they're gonna
wouldn't
answer
pick up
that,
my
aren't they,
phone.
Gary?
That'd wake me up. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank y'all. Thank y'all for coming early in the
Um,
morning. Gary,
thank you.
sorry we interrupted your news.
Paul,
Yes.
I guess Carla left. I would assume you're gonna pass the word on to her, even though she knows it, I think.
Sure.
Paul,
I'll give her a
Paul,
call.
could you and Jim stay on for a minute after we
Of
adjourn?
course. Of course.
Goodbye, everybody. I'm off. I'm gone.
Bye.
Bye,
Robin,
everybody.
drive safe.
Thank you all.
See you.
Thank you, Troy. See you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Golly. Yes, I'm here.
I'm gonna